What's up guys, this is Coach Donny from Elevate Yourself, where we change lives through volleyball, training, and inspirational content. Welcome to my volleyball coach reaction to Haikyuu Season 4, Episode 9. If you're new to this channel, I'm a volleyball coach, volleyball player, and personal trainer who provides volleyball tutorials, jump training workouts, and other cool volleyball videos. It is true that Asahi has matured a lot, but it did take over 4 seasons, and I think it's because his maturity happened much faster in Season 1 when he had that breakthrough against Dateko the first time. And then after that, he didn't really lose any confidence, and he just continued to be very steady. And that's a different pace of storytelling compared to the other characters, where like Hinata and Tsuki, where within episodes they're changing so much. Yeah, Asahi has come a long way, and it's really great to see that even against an even better Dateko block, he knows how to deal with it and is not going to lose confidence, and is going to find ways to deal with it and destroy it off the block. Thanks for further explaining what Hinata meant by getting lost in the crowd. It does make sense that the backbone of the Karasuno offense before was so heavily dependent on the free quick attack, and they weren't really making any adjustments. And now Hinata's approach is how to help the team by synchronizing himself with the rest of the team's attack. And the bonus is adding the free quick attack on top of that, but not making that the main strategy of Karasuno. That's been an interesting evolution because that took 4 seasons for Hinata to develop that type of mentality. I'm glad you guys enjoy my humor. Sometimes I just say the first thing that's on my mind, not necessarily trying to make people laugh. Really, I'm actually just trying to make myself laugh. But it makes me extra happy when you guys enjoy some of the comments as well. Sawamura. I think that's Daichi's surname. Uh-oh, did he oversleep? Animation's starting to look a little choppy. I wonder if they hired a different animator this one. Oh no. All those matches ended. This has got to be a nightmare. I fear that season's already over, and they still got one more big tournament to go. The anime twitch when they're nervous. It's really cool how different cultures of animations have very unique styles of how they express certain things. Ah, I knew it. Maybe he's just dreading the end of the season because he knows it's coming to an end soon. First stream of the year. Started the new year, huh? I'll be honest, I am still very confused with the timeline. I appreciate you guys leaving me the notes, but there's just so many tournaments in every season, and it's, I don't know if it's hard for you guys to lose track, but it's easy for me to lose track of the timeline. Snow. It's cool to finally have a change of seasons. Yeah, this is definitely a different animator. The poor portions are kind of funny. A shrine visit, so this is where we get to learn a little bit more about Japanese culture. Double clap. So maybe this is just a tradition that Japanese people do on New Year's, is to visit a Shinto shrine. Oh, they get to choose a fortune. I gotta read that fortune again. Number 49, curse and luck. So it's two things. We have a negative one, which is a curse, and then luck, which is a positive one. So I'm confused about how to interpret that one. Maybe someone can... It's funny to see Asahi get all riled up. Maybe someone can explain the curse and luck one in the comments for me. This is a nice change of pace. It's not all just in the volleyball gym. This is outside, the upperclassmen doing things together, different change of season, different holiday. It's pretty cool. Oh, so intense. The volleyball gods. What's wrong with bringing that up now? They are blessed with Shimizu's beauty and blessing. I like this track. It's like that acoustic guitar, gentle track. Alright, the animation was a little funny here. So let's observe some human body proportions. If we look at the torso, which is the part of the body from the waist to the shoulders, it's actually just as long as the legs. And for most people, if you look at your own body, usually the torso is a little bit shorter. So here he has short legs, and I'm assuming this is Kageyama, and his left calf muscle is just bulging. Now you can have large calf muscles, but the entire time that Kageyama's been animated, he's just been thin from top to bottom, so that's kind of a funky change. And the arms are really, really short. Even up to his chest line, his elbow, if you just extend the elbow and you see how his hands barely go at his waist level, I think the head is actually pretty well done. It's a good proportion. But when the proportions are off, even if you animate motion well, it just looks funny. And then that transition from jogging to stop slowing down wasn't very smooth either. Of course, Kageyama's only going to focus on training. And poor Hinata wants to do something fun. What is this? Oh, Tsuki's brother. I'm getting the feeling that this is gonna be a sentimental episode. One thing that's particularly special about Haikyuu is they do an excellent job communicating that it's okay to really love something that is not directly related to school or a job. I think too oftentimes in society we become consumed with our personal success, which usually means doing well in school, getting a career, and especially in Japanese society. And I think it's so important for young people to learn that it's actually not just okay, but it's actually a very good thing to have passion about something, to be really, really into something. And even if you don't become a professional volleyball player or a professional coach someday, the amount of life you receive from doing something you enjoy, it makes working at the worst job enjoyable, because what it does for your mental and emotional health. when I was coaching at my old school, Mission San Jose High School, very, very academically focused, very hardworking kids. One thing that always made me really sad is I would coach these girls from freshman, sophomore, and junior year, and I could tell they really loved volleyball. But sometimes they wouldn't play their senior year, or they wouldn't play club volleyball after their senior year because their parents said, well, my daughter's not going to play in college, so there's no point. As if that was the only purpose why they would even support them playing volleyball. And sometimes I would tell them that it's okay for them to just enjoy playing volleyball. But it was difficult to get through some of those parents because they're just so hyper-focused on the academic success of the kids. It comes from a good place. But I think they really do deprive their children of an incredible lifelong joy that can amplify the success of whatever they end up doing. Oh, this is an interesting game. It's like badminton with the wooden racket. Captain! Maybe they just can't wait to get into the gym. Everyone cross pass. Of course, Nishinoya was the true samurai. But Daichi ended up there. Yeah, exactly. This is nice. Also, we don't really get a chance to really dig deep into Daichi's life. Ikejiri. If the animation gets worse, the illustration quality usually increases dramatically. So that is the one benefit. Wonder what he's nervous about. The last tournament? Yeah, this is a new experience for them. Yeah, they're counting them to represent their area. Wait, was this his teammate that didn't try hard and was always inspired by Daichi caring so much and trying hard? I like the soundtrack in this episode. Sentimental, dramatic, hopeful. Speaking of halftime, if you've been enjoying my reaction videos, please consider supporting me on Patreon, where you can receive early access to my Haikyuu reaction videos just like this one, as well as other volleyball game early access. But I also have live Q&A sessions every month, my private blog, monthly podcasts, and behind the scenes footage. And you can sign up for my Patreon, linked in the description box. Now let's watch this fat bird try to fly. Wow, that's fast. Are they animating the fat bird differently every time? Okay, no, it's the same. I recognize this scene a little bit more. Oh, they did a good job illustrating and animating a child's face pressed against it. You have to exaggerate the proportions just enough to make it look like the face is spread out, but still be able to identify the core features of each character. Because if you look at Nishinoya and Hinata, they could easily look very similar because they have small faces, small chins, and large eyes. But the animator does a really good job of exaggerating some of these features. For example, Nishinoya's eyebrows tend to be more inverted, making him look kind of meaner, more aggressive, more badass. And Hinata's eyebrows are kind of more flat and eyes are more round, making him look a little more inviting and childlike and innocent. So excellent job. Even their ear patterns are different. You zoom in on Nishinoya's ear, his wrinkles move a little differently than Hinata, another way to differentiate between two characters, even though they might be similar size and stature. Skytree da! Are they already at the national tournament on New Year's Day? I love how much respect they have for Daichi. If you're gonna respect anyone, that's the person to respect. Sounds like Takeda Sensei. Ooh. Great perspective on this brick building. Can we just enjoy that for a little bit? One thing that's also interesting that they did for the brick building, perspective drawings in themselves are actually not that difficult. It's very mathematical. You have your vanishing point and you just trace all these lines with a ruler all the way to a single vanishing point, or two vanishing points depending on 1 point or 2 point perspective. But what makes this illustration extra special is how they oriented the shadows to really give this thickness and depth and rigidity to the structure. So if you look at each window, the top left corner is the shaded one, and then you add that extra level of glare on the windows on the right. But even the windows each have a different type of glare and a different type of tint. Especially on the vertical windows where they all have little mini windows, they all are different, and that's what makes that building feel so real. And then we go to the front corner, you have multiple shadows, you have a very dark edge, and then you have the shadow cast by that edge, and then you have the highlight. So excellent illustration on this part. More than just your typical perspective drawing. Jaybird Inn. Oh, they were looking at a hotel. Oh, they're gonna do another horror scene. They got to listen to Uncle Daichi. Okay, this movement of the animation, the bodies are actually animated decently well, but the ball is kind of floating off the body instead of bouncing off the body. So let's watch how the ball bounces off the body, and then we'll talk about some of the animation critiques here. Alright, so now we got it in our mind. So as it's going to Kageyama's platform, it's moving at a constant velocity. It should be accelerating a little bit, and then it should be coming off the platform faster and then kind of decelerating at the top. So let's just first talk about when it comes off the platform. Actually, sorry. Let's just first talk about when it lands. It should be landing faster into the hands because as it's falling downward, the ball should be falling faster due to gravity. So they should be drawing the frames further apart for those animation people. And then when it comes off the platform, it should be popping off, right? A lot of volleyballs, they're made of rubber and leather, so they have a little bit of springiness to them. So as soon as they contact it and you're adding force to it, it should come off faster, like you're bouncing a basketball off the floor, and then slow down at the top. But here, it's kind of floating up and down, kind of like that old school video game Pong, where the ball's moving at the same velocity. Saki's just nervous.
Hinata-kun wa kinchouをだいぶ飼い慣らしたかと思っていましたが、さすがに初の全国大会前となると仕方ないですかね。
Hinata's not vomiting. That's a good sign.
大丈夫。ああ、お前らに見てもらいたいものがある。1回戦の相手の見直しですか。
I love these pre-game meetings. Get to dive into Coach Bukai's tactics.
滝の上電気店渾身の俺すげえ動画だ。今までのお前たちのファインプレー集だ。全部あるぞ。
Oh, highlight video. Maybe some inspiration for the team. Oh, from nationals on TV.
この曲は何やら想像以上にハイクオリティ。もしやそれぞれにテーマ曲付きですか？
たっつぁんが
Oh, look at that
あいつら
beautiful
の兄
cover.
弟友人にリサーチ。
Man, we gotta go back to that. To rotate the body in that way, and then also to have the impact lines. So you see these little white hash marks. They extend out to just to show the power of the spike coming off the platform. So look at those little lines coming off the platform when he digs it. Oh, like an explosion, like a sonic
あい
boom.
つらの兄弟友人にリサーチ済みだ。
Guardian Deity, what a cool name.
自分の力が出せなきゃ話になんねえからな。映像や音楽の力を借りてベストな自分を脳に焼き付ける。
To make sure that they carry the same spirit.
重要なことだから。じゃあ、俺はこれから
That's a good strategy.
監督者会議だから。
Get them excited and to play their best first before you start to strategize.
副キャプテンの俺に頼めよ。
お前は何かと悪乗りするからダメ。
チェー。
That's the sound of
影山、どこ行く？
walking on socks on hardwood.
走ってきます。俺も今日全然動き足りないんで走ってきます。
That's a good idea. Sometimes if you're too antsy or too excited, you just gotta go for a walk or a jog just to get your energy out.
無理です。まだ何も言ってない。一緒に行けって言うんじゃないんですか？お前もさっきからうろうろしてるとこ見ると落ち着かないんだろ。
I wonder if Inoshita is an upperclassman.
僕がその二人についていけ
I
る
forgot
と
what
思
year
い
he
ま
is.
す。ありがとうございます。
いいのいいの、好きに使っておんぼろだけど。
お借りします。
Oh, a bike. Suzuki is going to go out with
すぐ
them.
さま帰るから。言うこと聞かない場合、交通手段が不便。
He's standing like a horror, like a zombie.
困難な場所に放置するから。どうせこの旅館の場所も分かってないんでしょ。
ひなたたち走りに行ったね。山口くんは行かないんだ。
Yamaguchi's probably studying his jump flow because they're gonna need it.
菅さん、ここでも勉強っすか？うん、いつもしてる時間だ。平常心かっけっす。というか、平常心のための勉強だな。
Ah, okay. I like this scene because everyone has their own routine. I like this scene because it just shows how everyone deals with anxiety in different ways. Some people read, some people like to go for a jog, some people like to bike. Tsuga's doing homework. Another Yamaguchi's watching the video. And that's important to understand that you don't want to always just imitate people that you think are doing well. You also have to do your own exploration to figure out what works for you. So this is a cool scene to see how each person deals with anxiety.
いやー、だってこれ全部かっこいいぞ。こいつら全員仲間かよ。カラスのすげえや
Hey,
べ
it's
えなって
okay
なるぞ。
to obsess over your success.
どうしたんだ？
Who's pacing here?
だって今まさに清子さんがお風呂タイムを迎えたんだぞ。これが平静を保っていられるか。油断すると妄想がせっかくの俺すげえ動画をかき消してしまう。俺もだ。
Oh man.
お前らの場合、どっちが脳内にあっても問題ないだろう。
That's funny.
二人きりとなると緊張する。何か会話を。清水先輩は。
This water, all honesty, looks like concrete. I think they could have definitely illustrated this a little bit more. This one's tricky because you have two ways to go about it. You can animate a layer of water and then have part of the top layer of water transparent, and then have the body, it's like just the top part of the body animated. Or you can illustrate it like they did here, but the water just looks too still and too thick. So maybe they could have improved the color. A little bit more of a light green, a light blue, but just having gray, it just doesn't look or feel like water.
二人きりとなると緊張する。何か会話を。清水先輩は夏でも制服には黒タイツですよね。
So awkward, but I think that's great because if you're awkward out there, you have someone to identify with.
私、足に傷が多くてさ、なんとなく隠してるうちにタイツに慣れちゃって。
Scars on your legs. Wonder what that's from.
昔、陸上のハードルやってたんだけど。
Okay, so Shimizu was a former athlete. No wonder she identifies with
腕とかはそうでもないんだけど、足が結構後残っちゃってて。
ハードル。
Yeah, this is the most vulnerable if we've seen Shimizu. She's sharing some private things. Yeah, when you have rough hands and scars, you're an athlete. It is a badge of honor.
特別に親しい後輩ができたこともなくて、カラスノでバレー部に入ってからも一つ下にマネージャーはいなかったから、こんな風に話すのはひとかちゃんが初めてだ。
It's good to know that Shimizu has a confidant, a friend on the team that she can identify with, which is tough. I mean, she's the only girl on the team, so now she has another female friend to
またこのお
talk
風呂
to.
に入りに来よう。
What a great offer. Another opportunity to connect. I knew it. You can tell by the music. It's going to be one of those sentimental episodes. Let me know if you cried in this episode. That was a cool transition, keeping the moon there and then just changing the sky background. We finally get to some competition, but of course they're going to stop the episode right before the first serve.
春の高校バレー。バレーボール甲子園とも呼ばれ、高校バレーボールの大会の中でも最も注目度の高い大会である。
We get to see even more teams. And when are they going to release a female Haikyu team?
お前の言う小さな巨人の頃の会場はこっちじゃなくて代々木の方だろ。はい、だって雰囲気が大事なんだから。
Oh ho.
まさかこれは夢にまで見たラッキーなハプニングのエロ。
Every high school kid's dream. That's funny.
すまない。これは不可抗力だ。ありがとう神様。ありがとう勝利。
大丈夫ですか？
That's so funny.
大丈夫です。
If you're a girl, let me know if you feel bothered by these things or if you also find it funny.
リュウ知り合いなのか？ああ、新山女子のウィングスパイカーだ。
元気だった？
いつだ？
Just
小
tall.
4ぶりか。
そうだね。
相変わらずでっけえ。なんか
Of course, the
すげえそうだ。
the obligatory perviness in Japanese anime.
田中が女子に気軽に話しかけるなんておかしいと思ったんだよ。どうやら今初めて女子であると認識したようだな。失礼だな。
じゃあ頑張ろうね、リュウちゃん。
おお。
Funny thing is, I'm sure most girls pick up on the pervy vibes. We got strange eyebrows
知り
now.
合いがユースで一緒だったんだろうな。あれ多分小森の
Eyebrows
こと
look
や。
crazy.
高校ナンバーワンリベロって。
Kind of looks like a little dog when you got those
サクサと一緒じゃないんですか。
little thick things on his forehead.
あいつ人混み大嫌
Oh,
い
the
だから。
germaphobe. Poor guy. Must be.
いいなだへい。
Hinata, hey!
おい、俺の一番ですよ。
My number one
違うこと
pupil.
は違うっていう。袋谷の僕とだ。
This is exactly what it feels like to be at a tournament. You get to catch up with old buddies, whether you're former teammates or people you played against before.
本物のスカイツリーは見れたのかな?
Oh, Nikoma. Oh, that's right. All the other teams have probably gotten better, and we haven't seen Lev's development yet since a couple months before this, huh?
お待たせいたしました。ただいまより春の高校バレー全日本バレーボール高等学校選手権大会。
Man, that is huge, and I heard. Actually, I've seen videos of this. This is exactly what it looks like. I would love to go to one of these high school tournaments one year. 47 teams. They really mean it's a national tournament. Ooh, Takeda Sensei is more calm than Coach Ukai. Forget what I said about Hinata feeling like he needs to vomit because he's too anxious. And they treat this like the Olympics. Holding up signs for the schools. I wonder if this is another single elimination brutal tournament where you drive all the way there, lose the first match, and go home. Oh, girls teams too. That's right. Feels like they changed the animator in a single episode already. Like Kageyama's looks a little different from the first 10 minutes. Here's my immediate reaction to episode 9. As much as I love the action-packed, drama-filled, crying team scenes in Haikyuu, it's nice to have a change of pace from, we talked about the seasons, the different interaction, and for the players to interact outside of school and outside of volleyball. You really get to know them on a different level. And then to build up the anticipation for the upcoming tournament was also exciting. And we also got to see some character development from Shimizu and the nervous girl, I already forgot her name, but to see their friendship grow and to see Shimizu open up a little bit more, because for the first 3 seasons, she's just been this untouchable beauty queen that everyone looks up to but doesn't really know much about. And then now we learn about how she has scars on her legs from track and field and she wears tights because she's embarrassed by them. I can't wait to see all the teams play together, and I'm very curious to see how good this germaphobe player is that I keep seeing. You can check out all my other Haikyuu reaction videos with this playlist right here, and I'm pretty sure you'll enjoy this video right here.